All right, we got all our buffalo cleaned up yesterday. We got the back straps. We got the ribs here. I got a bunch of the ribs already put in the freezer. I got all the back straps right here. I'm going to show you how I prepare everything. Couple of things. I like to put the back straps in the fridge or in the freezer for a little bit and get them nice and firm so they're not really mushy. And then the next thing I do is I'll just cut this down. You can hear them bones in there. This thing they have just huge bones, but we're going to show you how to take care of that here in a second. Get it cut like that, or however big chunks your grinder can take. Then we're going to go right here. We got our grinder, and you can watch this pretty much grinds up every single bone that's in there, just like that. No bones left whatsoever. We do up a whole batch of these, then you can freeze them in the refrigerator just like hamburger. As you can see, it's got no more bones in it, and it's basically like a real mushy hamburger, and that's exactly what we want. Next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how I prepare my ribs. Take them slabs of ribs right there, and you can see each individual rib in there. And we want to keep this kind of uniform. And basically, you want to cut that rib and make it just like, would be like a chicken finger size. It's like that. Keep them all uniform. As you start out, you're going to be cutting maybe one rib, then you'll go to two, and then you'll get down to where here at the bottom, just to keep them uniform size so they cook evenly. You're probably going to end up going to 3 ribs. But that's how we do that. We'll get them all cut up here. And now we're going to show you how we cook them. This is kind of my own little recipe, and everybody really likes it. So we'll set this off to the side. First thing I'm going to show you is the ground up buffalo. Get yourself some. Obviously, if you got a bigger family, you're going to make a bigger batch than this. But this is what I do. And I don't really measure this stuff out. This is original recipe, shore lunch. Any good fish batter will work, or breading. We want that. Then I use Italian breadcrumbs. Just anybody's Italian breadcrumbs will work. You know, throw some of that in there. Then I use garlic powder. Now you want to make sure you use garlic powder, because if you use garlic salt, this recipe is going to end up way too salty. You put a little garlic powder in there, and then I use Lowry's seasoned salt, and that's pretty salty. So, like I said, if you use the garlic salt, you'll end up having a really salty meal. And we want to mix this stuff up. And as you can see, it's starting to not be so mushy. It's actually starting to get pretty firm. And you don't have to mix this up so you got all of the breadings in there mixed. You can leave some of the breading can be stuck to the side here. That's okay, because then you're going to roll it around, and we'll use that to make the balls. So there's how we do that. Next thing, I'll show you how I make my breading for the ribs. Same thing I use for the ribs. I use Shore Lunch, original recipe. Put some of that in there. And again, bigger the people, the more people, the bigger the batch you make. About it. Probably got 2/3 breading, 1/3 breadcrumbs. Again, garlic powder. Use the powder, not the salt. And Lowry seasoned salt. And we want to mix that all up so it looks nice and uniform. Just like that. Alright, we're going to start out with our fish balls because they take a little longer to cook. We got our deep fryer here. Usually it's about 350 degrees. You want to make balls just about that size. Careful, drop them babies in there. And like I said, these take a little bit longer to cook. That one's probably a little bit big. We're taking some off of there. Just like that. Maybe the size of a little bit bigger than a ping pong ball. And we'll make a couple of them. Just like that. And drop that baby in there. Now we'll do some ribs. We'll go over here. Now the ribs, this is just plain eggs that I've cracked in here and beat up. It's called an egg wash. This really helps the breading stick to the fish. Take a couple of our buffalo ribs here, just like that. Get them covered in egg pretty good. And you just want to take and put them in the breading, just like that. Get them nice and covered. Drop them babies in the oil. Do up a good batch. Like I said, you know, you can do all carp balls, you can do all ribs, whatever you want to do. I like to mix it up. One good night of bow fishing and you can put on one hell of a fish fry. So we'll put them in there. Excuse me. Now you want to cook them babies until they're golden brown. The ribs you want to be just a golden brown, and the carp balls you want them to be just a little bit darker because they're a little bit thicker. Between grinding and the hot oil, it just disintegrates all of them bones. We got a batch made. Here's what they look like. Get yourself some tartar sauce. Awesome. The ribs, you can see how big them rib bones are in there. Better than walleye. So that's it. Got carp balls, buffalo ribs. No sense in throwing them back. I promise you, if you do this, you will be eating these things all the time. When your friends hear you're making them, they'll be coming to visit, guaranteed. That's it. Get out on the water and get you some.